Hey, you are creative. I don't care what you say. A lot of people always say, oh, I'm not creative. I wish I was creative like you. Oh, no, I wish I could create things like you. I wish I could write like you. I wish I could draw, whatever. You are creative. Every single solitary person has that amazing creative energy inside of them. I personally believe you just have to be still long enough to listen to it. Mostly it flows through you. A lot of times now, understand that creative energy, it does come. It comes in a surge and then it goes. So that's why we have to utilize journals. We have to write stuff down as soon as we wake up. Sometimes my creative energy is very, very active when I'm sleeping. So as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, that was an amazing idea. As a matter of fact, I'm working on book 2 and 3. One of them is a children's book, and every single line, it's very small. It's for small children from like 5 to 10 or 5 to 12. But each of those lines came to me in my sleep. They came to me in my sleep, so I had to wake up and just jot it down real quick. Because sometimes we want it to come back. We're like, oh, I'll write it down later, and it doesn't. So there are certain opportunities that creative energy, that the divine source allows that creative energy to just flow and flow and flow and flow. So you do have to grab it, or that idea just goes on. You might come up with many, many good ideas later, but that particular one sometime is gone. So do not rely on the memory, okay? Because it will fail you at times. So write it down. Get your journals, get your, whatever in your phone. Just jot it down. No matter how silly you might think the idea, even if you haven't completely developed the thought in your mind, write it down. That is how I've created everything. I am no different than you. God did not instill in me anything that you don't also have. Male, female, child, adult, it doesn't matter. We are all creative. We all possess that creative energy. I call it the inspiration for creation. But if you be still long enough and you just breathe, baby, you will tap into that energy. It's there. You'll be like amazed, like, oh my God, that's a great idea. And sometimes you can't always share those ideas with everybody. Just keep them for yourself. God gave them to you. Keep them to yourself sometimes and just write it down and start to develop it. And as you start to develop it, then it'll all come together. As you start to write it down and outline it, the way I just started one of my books just out of the blue based on a conversation that I had with somebody, I took the thought that I was having in that moment of the conversation and I titled the book. Okay. And always open. You can go back and tweak it later. You can change things later. But I took the title and I just start rolling off the chapters, the ideas of the things that I might want to talk about. So it's just that simple, a simple structure. You don't have to have everything together. You understand? I don't care if you're an artist. Just pick up the brush. Just pick up the brush. You don't know what you're about to paint. Just pick it up. Just pick it up. Whatever it is. If you're a dancer, just start flowing to the music. Just turn the music on and let that creative energy flow. You are creative. Yes, you looking at me right now. You are creative. I don't care what you say. You are creative. You are creative. Stop saying things like, oh, I'm not creative. Oh, I'm not very creative. Oh, never have been. Yes, you have. You're creative. You are creative. You have that God-given ability. Everybody has. God gave it to us because we're supposed to be here creating things to leave an impact on this world for when we're gone. You understand? You're supposed to be leaving your stamp and your mark. So you creative, baby. I don't care what you say. You are creative. So close your eyes and just be still and tap into that amazing inspiration for creation. And let's start changing the world. I love you guys. You are creative. I don't care what you say.